Hey everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Bumpy Road Show. And as you may recall in the last episode, my car caught on fire. And the way we have to fix that is we need new parts for it if we're gonna save it, which we are. And so the best way to get parts that we found was getting them off of other cars instead of buying them piecemeal. And we got a car from Kansas, which was a 1988 Saab, and we got a 1991 sedan from Pennsylvania. And we noticed that the 88 was too good for us to just scrap it and rob it of all its parts and then throw it in a mine and then just send it to the scrapyard because it could have been saved. And that's exactly what we did. The car's original intention for us was to be a parts car, but whenever we were probing for rust, we realized that it didn't actually have that many issues with it, and mechanically it was very viable to be a full functioning car, which was exactly what we went for, seeing as a good car like that couldn't just go to the scrapyard. So after a couple of months of small reparations and just making sure the car could run, it ran really nicely, and that's when we decided to put it up on the market. And almost immediately, Jacob's mother reached out to us and told us that she was in the market for exactly what we had. And after hearing their story and how strikingly similar it was to mine, my heartstrings were pulled and the keys were in my hand and ready to give over. So after that, it was pretty locked in at that point.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm 16 years old and I'm restoring a SAAB.
And in today's video, we're going to refer back to what I said in one of the last videos. A little clip here. I get to learn a lot of new things on the way and hopefully make some new friends. And we did just that. Now, I found a friend through cars that look literally like these ones. And a SAAB celebrity caught wind of this, and he had a few questions to ask us.
Jacob, we've not met. Tell me your last name. Tell me more about where you live and your SAAB story.
All right, my name is Jacob Hall. I'm from Temple, Texas, and I first fell in love with SAABs when I was 15, and I was looking for my first car, and my mom was actually doing some work down around the shop, and she went in to go meet the owner of the shop, and it turned out that he had about 7 or 8 SAABs just sitting in the garage that he worked on. And my mom was saying how cool it was, and I didn't even know SAABs existed until she came home and was like, oh, this guy has a whole bunch of SAABs just sitting there, and we ended up going to look at one that was running, and we ended up buying it off of him, and I took pretty good care of it, but unfortunately, a few months after I got my license, it was in an accident. So...
Okay, and I understand that was kind of a tough accident too, right? You got T-boned?
It was a head-on collision. Yeah, I was going across a dam, and there's like this lookout point in the dam that he was trying to turn into, and he pulled out in front of me in my lane, and I ended up hitting him head-on, going about 40 miles an hour.
Wow, what?
But
Says something about the fact that you're here and uninjured, says something about the strength and safety of our cars. I think that's a good story to tell. So what brings you together today, Colin? Tell us what's happening, and why is Jacob visiting you there in Arkansas?
Well, I'm trying to see if we can revive his dream in SAABs. I'm in the same boat as him. I had a fire accident, which was fatal to my car, but we're trying to revive it right now, and I'm trying to give him, and hopefully, see the same opportunity as I have. I don't want his dream in SAABs to be dead, and it's a really nice car to have, and it's exotic, especially in its old age. So we're hoping to see that it goes down the right path.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've driven it, Jacob. Tell me, what do you think of this SPG?
I haven't driven it just yet, but I have seen it run and drive a little bit, and it seems that it's a very strong car, and it moves under its own power very well. So, yeah.
Cool. And this is going to be your daily driver. What is it? What is it that drew you to SAABs? Is it just they're cool, they're different, they're unique? Tell me what is there about these cars?
Well, what I really like about this, like SAABs and like SAAB story, is that every single time I go to like a car meet or something, I always have people coming around my car being like, what is it? Like, where'd you even get it from? And stuff like that. And I always just love, going down the SAAB story and just telling them that it was just like a nice like sport family sedan from Sweden, and everybody just seems to really love it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it? What would you say to other young people about these cars? I mean, buying a 30-year-old car seems like a real potential nightmare. If there are other young people out there thinking about jumping into the Saab world, what would you say?
Well, I mean, I'd really say it does take a lot of determination to own a Saab. I mean, I don't think you will find a Saab that will not need work on it. But if you get a person that is mechanically inclined and can work on the car, I feel like they can be a great car for anybody to own.
Yeah, well, I know all of my Saabs have needs and wants, so I agree with you there, buddy. They all need something, right?
Indeed, they do, Mr. Lee. Now, from just the few initial hours that I got to know Jacob, I knew that he was exactly the right fit for the car, even after not meeting him at all beforehand. And, the dismay that I felt is somewhere similar to exactly his. And actually, his accident was more dangerous than mine because I wasn't even close and he was at the head of it. And so I'm just absolutely blessed that, the car got the right owner and the owner got the right car. I'm absolutely thrilled to have had the opportunity to revive a hobbyist mechanic's, dreams in a car like this. But I'm also glad to have made a friend in the process, and that's the most valuable takeaway. So now, you know Jacob's story of humble beginnings and a sense of optimism, his story of defeat where a hazard killed his car, and most importantly, his story of new beginnings and friendship. Sounds familiar, right? And all of this has since turned into hard work, collaboration, and of course, some fun along the way. And I knew for certain that as soon as they pulled out of our driveway with that car, that Jacob was going to have one hell of a sob story.